Okay, this weekend we may notice some moments when things start to click, come together, clarity emerges, the fog begins to lift. But we ask, is this a moment to move forward or time to clear the way for new beginnings? And it could be a little bit of both, to be honest with you. There is an intensity in the air. Absolutely. The world is on edge of something very huge. We are going through some major shifts. And we do have the power to make the most of it. So this weekend, it's kind of like we are walking through a threshold or we are making some kind of shift in our life. And it's not about waiting for permission. It's not waiting for that perfect moment. It could be a time to take action, absolutely. But it also could be a time when we need to heal old wounds, reclaim our confidence, grow our empowerment, set a new course for what we want in life. So the energy is here to help us step into what's next, but it's also asking us to ground ourselves, to take a moment to align with where we are, where we're going, and be very intentional about the path that we are carving out. So join me as we embark on a journey of self-discovery. We'll gain an understanding of how to embrace this energy. And by the end of our time together, it is my hope that you have the tools, the insight, the wisdom to go forward with the confidence, with the clarity, with love. So hi, I'm Tilly. This is Tarot with Tilly. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for all the positive, loving support you send me each and every day. I know I'm starting to sound like a broken record, but my goodness, it was just a really bad day for me. I spent most of the day in bed. I didn't even think I was going to be showing up to do this video, but I'm feeling well, so we'll see what happens. And if I, at some point, think that I'm not really tuned into the messages, tuned into the information that's coming through in a way that will help you move forward, then you probably won't even see this. So, okay. So welcome to your weekend focus for April the 12th and the 13th, 2025. Now on Saturday, we have the energy of the 12. And the 12 energy is about being in the moment. It's about being in the moment. It's about understanding where we have control in our life and where we actually need control in our life, where we need to surrender our control, perhaps. It's a time to review certain areas of what is going on in our world and try and do that without emotion. Okay, because it's the emotion that really can trap us into, really going the wrong way about it. Okay, sometimes we take things personally. We shouldn't have taken it personally. And if we can view things without adding our emotion to it, sometimes we say, hey, that wasn't even meant for us. That had nothing to do with me. Why am I holding it onto that energy? Why am I letting it wear me down or burden me or fill me with anxiety or fill me with fear? 1 plus 2 is a 3 energy, and the 3 energy is all about our transformation. It's our voice, it's our thoughts, it's our visions of our tomorrow. It's about getting curious about what is laying in the path ahead and letting ourselves be led by our intuition with our heart center, to let our heart lead the way, our intuition lead the way. If we look at the daily numerology for Saturday, it would be a 4 plus a 3 plus a 9, and that gives us a 16 energy. 16 energy is about awakenings. Sometimes things are removed from our life path during this time, and if something is removed from your life, even if you felt like you really needed that in your life, they would never take away something that you need in your life. So know that maybe you've been hanging on to this too long, or maybe you've been using it as a crutch, or maybe you've been using it as an excuse, or maybe you've been pushing your energy in that way so you wouldn't have to push your energy in this way. But it does bring in this aha moment, this awareness, this epiphanies. And certain things may pop into our life to really move us in a different direction. And that's a good thing, so go with the flow. Understand what it's trying to teach you. 1 plus 6 is a 7, and that is our relationships. That is about our environments and building the balance and the beauty and the love in our relationships, in our environments. On Sunday, we have the energy of the 13. So the 13 is a very lucky energy, but many times what happens to us under a 13 energy doesn't seem so lucky. It's usually in hindsight when we look back that we realize that that was a moment in time that changed the course of our lives in some way, in some form. That we find ourselves here now because of that moment, and we are so grateful for that happening in our life because we couldn't imagine a life without this being a part of it. 1 plus 3 is a 4. It's about our foundations, getting our ducks in a row, building those strong foundations, understanding where the weaknesses are in our foundations, and building upon them. If we look at the daily numerology for Sunday, it would be a 4 plus a 4 plus a 9, which is a 17 energy, and that is making the impossible possible. And I truly believe, especially with all this energy in the sky, and let me see if my brain will even cooperate with me to list it all here for you. But what do we have happening in the sky? Well, we have our full moon in Libra that we'll be talking about. We also have Venus going stationary direct this weekend, so there's that. So then we look at Venus. Well, we can talk about the conjunction with Saturn. We can talk about the conjunction with the North Node. We can talk about the conjunction with Mercury. We can talk about Mercury preparing to move into Aries and having that first conversation. The first conversation Neptune will have with any of the planets, it's Mercury. And I think for the next week or so at least, it doesn't move within 4 degrees of Neptune, Aries. Even though it might be still in Pisces, it only stays within 4 degrees. So it is conjunct with Neptune as well, although the big conversation will be when they conjunct in Aries. What else do we have happening? Oh my goodness, there's more. I know we have the Sun conjunct Chiron, and I think Ceres is playing and I didn't go down that rabbit hole, so I don't know enough to sit here and talk to you about it. But hopefully I start feeling better and I can deep dive into that for you, because I do think there's a key, an extra little piece of information within that storyline that will actually propel us forward, catapult us forward. 1 plus 7 is an 8, and that is about growing our abundance, growing our prosperity, growing our stature. So we have the Sun in Aries, we have our Moon in Libra, and that creates our full moon in Libra, right? I believe it's at 23 degrees. 23 degrees is all about having a faith, a belief that there is a power stronger than us, helping us move forward in the directions we want, showing us the paths that are open to us, revealing doorways for us to walk through, and to trust in that, and trust in ourselves. 2 plus 3 is a 5 energy, so it is all about creating the happiness and the joy and the celebration. Allowing our creativity to flow, allowing our expression, our inner expression, our authenticity to flow. And before we get too far into all the other energy, on Sunday the moon will move into Scorpio around 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So we have a full day of Libra moon energy and the full moon energy there, but we also have on Sunday it'll move into Scorpio. Okay, so back to the energy of Saturday. I think I'm going to make this really short, guys. I'm really not feeling all that great. Full moon in Libra. So, yeah, the energy shines light on our relationships. It brings an awareness to where we need balance, where we need harmony, where we need to draw maybe some stronger boundaries for ourselves. And Libra is ruled by Venus. So keep that in the back of your hat here for a second. It's all about connection. It's all about beauty. It's all about our relationships. It could be our relationships with others. It could be our relationship with money. It could be a relationship with ourselves. Okay? The spotlight's definitely on what is not working, what needs to be released, what needs to be let go of, what burdened us, what holds us back, and what we must let go of to restore a true balance in how we go forward, to realign with what truly serves us. So yeah, there's some things enhancing this energy. First of all, well, revisit Friday's video, okay? Because I talked in length about Chiron conjunct the sun, and that is happening and grows in strength during this full moon. So that will play a definite role within this energy. And then Venus, right? I said to you, put a feather in the hat there on Venus, because the full moon is in Libra, and here we have Venus going stationary direct at the same time. So coincidence? I don't think so. So and I think I spent Wednesday or Thursday, or perhaps both days, talking a little bit more about the profound energy that we have been walking through, and the things that we will be walking through through the conjuncts between Venus and Saturn, and the North Node and Mercury, and what it all means, and how we can use that to our advantage. So for more, and I don't like doing this, I like giving you all the energy, but I'm glad I did those videos in advance so that you could go back and visit some of them, because it holds very strong information for you on how to move forward during this weekend's energy. Okay, I think I'm just going to turn to the cards, guys, before I start to fade out here. And I do have all the decks out here, although I don't know if I'm going to be doing all the decks. Let's see how it goes. I mean, I feel the connection, so I'm thinking that's going to be great, but I also am petering out on energy, so very quickly here, I might add. So we have the Two of Wands. Look at that, the full moon in the one area, in the one arch, in the one doorway. And I guess that is the new moon energy. So the full moon energy in the one arch represents the things that we need to release, let go of. Any full moon is all about release and letting go and leaving things in your rearview mirror, allow healing in, completion, absolutely. And so that is in order for us to clear our area, clear the path for the new beginnings that we are summoning in here. We are calling them in. We are asking them to join us, to come into our world, to become tangible, become real. So I think this card represents the work that we are laying out for ourselves, perhaps. Maybe we are saying, okay, I'm going to start doing this in my life. Maybe I'm going to have a conversation with somebody I love about our boundaries, because I think, that they've gotten foggy a little bit, or a little crossed, or unclear. And having those healthy boundaries are important in life, absolutely, for everybody involved. Or it could be we need to heal. We need to let go. Maybe it's something that has to do with Chiron and the sun shining in on a pain or hurt, somewhere where we feel we failed ourselves, or a deep wound from the past, whatever that might be, and allowing the healing process to begin. Of course, the healing process isn't over in an hour, but it's the small steps that we're taking right now that actually start to mend the path for us. Mend our heart, mend our perception of how we can go forward, our confidence, our strength, we have the Sun card. So this is all about taking stock of what you've done to this moment in time in order to be here and now. To realize that you have had many accomplishments in order to go forward, that you are strong, that you persevere, that you have grown in strength, that you have grown in wisdom, that you have grown in knowledge, and it's time to step into new territories, to walk through that doorway, that threshold, and begin new paths, new journeys, new adventures. We have the Star card, the 17, making the impossible possible. This is a renewed sense of hope, a belief in ourselves again. We grow this new belief in ourselves that we can go forward, we can create it. Maybe something happens, maybe a tool or a person comes in that helps us see the vision to make that vision tangible in our life in some way. The structure or the discipline or the guidance. But definitely we have the Star card here, which is making the impossible possible. So as I've told you many times, I don't think it's time to stop dreaming yet either, okay? When I'm telling you to dream big, I know I've been saying it since the beginning of February or the end of January or something, that this is the time to dream big, to dream bold. I think it still is that time. Okay, so we have the sun and then the star. So we're thinking about the new paths to go into, and what do we get? The making the impossible possible, to believe in yourselves, to believe in your dreams, okay? And don't compare it to somebody else's dreams or what they're doing or what they feel that we can or cannot do. It's what we feel we can and cannot do that matters right now. And we have the devil. Yeah, like I said, 2025, why do we need a minor arcana, right? The sun, the star, and then we have the devil. The devil asks us what we are tethered to break the chains, to release what no longer serves us, to allow it to fall into the fires around us, to burn to ash, so that we can rise up as the phoenix rising out of the ashes, so we can have that rebirth, that new beginning, that new start, that new challenge, that new learning experience, that new adventure, that new love, whatever it might be for you. And we get that through letting go of some of the things that no longer serve us. No longer, and the full moon energy is all about letting go of what no longer serves us, what burdens us, what weighs us down, that blocks us. Okay, let's see what our Nature's Whispers has to say. Love matters. You couldn't have anything better in Libra energy, a full moon in Libra, than love matters. 43. Look at the beauty of this card. Love matters. Okay. The way you handle things is important right now. There will always be many challenges and life lessons. That's part of our experience. Choose to learn from our encounters. Get your heart ready to receive. Allow for the various emotions that you may be feeling. Consider what makes you happy. It is time for you to allow yourself a day of enjoyment. Love who you are and be willing to give and receive love unconditionally. Love who you are. Okay, what is that relationship you have with yourself? Because it all starts there. We'll get an animal. I think we're going to go all the way through here, guys. And yeah, most of the astrology, I mean, I could have went back into a lot of it, but I do know that I covered a lot of that energy in Friday's video, in Wednesday's video, and Thursday's video. So, I mean, definitely go back and review some of that, or review your notes that you took while you watched it the first time around. Look at this. We have the deer for giggle. And yes, very important for us to giggle, to laugh. I mean, that 5 energy is with us this weekend, right? To giggle, to laugh, to enjoy. So we don't want to forget, it's not all about hard work. It's not all about tears and working through things. It could have a lot to do with just releasing the energy of sadness, or releasing the energy of tension, or releasing the energy of anxiety, and just allow yourself to giggle and have fun and giggle, laugh, smile, comedy, fun, and play. Live and work, but do not forget to play, to have fun in life and really enjoy it. Deer tells us to giggle. He feels that our laughter may have been stifled by life's difficulties and pain. Smiling is a start, and oftentimes a giggle follows. Giggles is something we notice with young children. It's part of their natural existence. Adults tend to lose their silliness and amusement at life because of the burden of pain, but by being childlike, by giggling, there is a sense of release of stress. An essential part of our daily life should include smiles and laugh and humor and giggles. Read, tell a joke, turn on a comedy. Before you know it, the giggles will become natural to you. And don't worry about the judgment from others. Create a playful environment at work and at home. And know that you cannot make someone be motivated. And that comes from within each individual person. Just plant the seed, water it, and remember to fertilize and watch those blooms that appear. Spend more time with those who make you happy and smile and laugh, less with those who make you sad. Surrounding yourself with happy people creates a happy life. And the world can be changed. Your world can be changed. It's as simple as smiling at someone who looks sad, waving in a car that is having a difficult time turning, offering a hug to a perfect stranger who's having a bad day, making small talk with the cashier who looks depressed. Some people call it pay it forward. Some people call it random acts of kindness. But some call it a normal part of their day. What happens is that with each of these acts, it creates a ripple effect that raises the vibration of the universe, and it starts with you. So yeah, giggle and laughter and joy, and I mean, it matters. It matters, okay, to always carry that smile on your face throughout your work day, throughout just your day. It changes the atmosphere. It changes the way people treat you. It changes the way you treat people. It raises your vibration. It raises your energy. And of course, we are doing the Journey of Love cards now because I don't know. This is just being a Libra full moon, Journey of Love only makes sense, but there are full moon, new moon cards that I just find that the message is just so amazingly beautiful each and every time. So today we have Her Grace, and the 17 energy once again is here for us. Her Grace. So I'll read the poem first. Hopefully it's short because I don't know how much more I can go. But now I just need to read the words. I really don't need to connect with too much. And it is a very short one. I was born long before our time, and yet my time with you is something new. For awaken me a spirit that was longing for release, waiting for your touch. I thought I was safe to stay inside the boundaries and walls I carried with me. You touched all of me, and we walked outside the lines together. So the goddess is awakening within your life, and that could very well be with Venus finally moving forward, moving direct, okay? It may be within your own body, with an essential deepening of a relationship with your own body or a body of another, through expanding your creativity, a sudden burst of feeling that you cannot logically explain, a desire to move, to dance, to express yourself, to sing, to write music, to draw, to play in nature, to swim and collect shells and lie on your back in the moonlight, gazing at the stars. Let her reach you. She is calling to you from ancient times, calling you to allow her more deeply into your life. Celebrate the divine feminine. She is coming to life for you. Whether man or woman, your life is about to be touched by her magic, never to be the same again. And wow, does this ever relate to the whole Venus going direct for us? Oh my goodness. This oracle brings you a message. There is a woman who brings divine blessings into your life who's trying to connect with you more deeply. The blessings may be one that is obvious or one that is hidden in a challenge. The woman may be your own body, your own mind. And if you're female, your own inner feminine. If you are male, did I read that wrong completely? The woman may be your own body if you are female, or your own inner feminine if you are male. It may be a spiritual or physical being, the great mother, your lover, your sister, your dearest friend, a mother, a grandmother, an aunt. It may be a woman yet unknown to you, but still holds a soul contract with you, an agreement predestined to awaken you. The empowerment will come to you not by rejecting what is being offered, but by embracing it and finding your truth through it. This is exciting because it means you are growing. You are entering into the temple of wisdom and finding a home there. Until we meet again, remember, I do love you.